Guilty pleasures!
This three-tiered burger beast in Portland is taking indulgence over the top.
This is fantastic. This is what a burger should taste like.
You know those rich, extravagant dishes that maybe you shouldn't enjoy quite so often? Well, we love them.
Basically, if you're on a diet, don't bother showing up.
Fried chicken is one of the world's best guilty pleasures.
This is exactly what they serve for breakfast in heaven.
I'll tell you what, I don't feel guilty at all.
There's no guilt in good food.
In food paradise, all the best treasures are guilty pleasures. For over-the-top indulgence in Portland, Oregon, a simple burger won't do. You need to get stupid at Stupid Burger.
Bar none, the best burger spot in Portland.
Stupid Burger is probably the best place to get the biggest, tastiest, tallest, widest variety of burgers that you could imagine.
Stupid Burger started as a food cart, but public demand forced owner Danny Moore to open a full-fledged storefront.
A good percentage of the city was getting stupid. The whole city put on some weight.
The guilty pleasure for Danny is watching Portlandians inhale his decadent invention.
It's not reinventing the wheel. It's just taking the concrete and putting some rubber on it. We just souping it up, taking it to the next level. This is the future for burgers.
When he says next level, he means it. Treat yourself to a dish that is actually 3 burgers in one. The Ignorant Burger.
You have the Stupid Burger, you have the Crazy Burger, and you have the Loony Burger. So it's a 3-tier burger. This is all for one burger.
To get the ball rolling, Danny hand forms 3 huge patties.
We got an 80-20 ground beef. Keeps all the juice, all the flavor. We need all the flavor.
Mushrooms, jalapenos, and onions also get cozy on the flat top. And sometimes you gotta break a few eggs.
Traditional way for a Stupid Burger is to have your egg just a little bit runny.
He pops 2 full pub buns into the toaster and adds chopped smoked bacon to that griller party.
I'm gonna grab my fairy dust. Fairy dust is our house seasoning. It consists of some garlic, some onion, and I can't tell you the rest, okay, because it's stupid. So everything pretty much around here gets this. Our fries, all the burgers, our po' boys.
Once everything's got a little touch of Mr. Moore's magic, he flips the patties and doubles down on the beef.
We got steak on this thing, man. Beef on beef. This right here is a special trim, and it's real tender. Fairy dust gonna give it the wings. You can see beef fly.
The cheese is where we start to distinguish each of the 3 burgers, starting with blue.
So there's your Loony. Here's your Stupid, classic American. In the back, it's like an American Swiss. It's a blend.
3 patties and steak tips aren't enough, so he adds a pair of hot links to the grill and batters a fish fillet that gets dropped into the fryer with some mozzarella sticks.
We got one top bun and use another top bun as a bottom bun, okay? We got the Stupid sauce. Stupid sauce is our mayo-based secret sauce.
Each of the 3 tiers gets lettuce and, wait, is that more meat you're adding to the grill now?
Yeah, more meat. You gotta have more ham. We're just warming it up. Let's go ahead and build these things up. This right here is your Stupid Burger. So you're gonna have the bacon, the ham. You got 2 eggs for this burger. Then you gotta put the hot links on top of the egg.
The Crazy Burger complements the Swiss cheese with the mushroom and steak mix. The Loony Burger gets more bacon, onions, and jalapenos.
Last but not least, we need those onion rings on that Crazy Burger.
Sure, why not? With great care, Danny stacks the Stupid, then Crazy, then Loony burgers, securing it all with skewers and wishful thinking. He adds fresh pineapple mango habanero chutney and pins the fish fillet and mozzarella sticks on top like a crunchy golden crown.
You thought we were stupid? Things just got ignorant.
Oh, man. It's ridiculous.
It's time to get stupid. No, maybe even time to get ignorant.
1 burger, 2 burger. Like, here we go. Oh, yeah. This is delicious.
Oh, this is fantastic. This is what a burger should taste like.
This is spicy. Oh, the steak too? Oh, man. This is amazing. This is really good.
That steak is just delicious. It's just cooked perfectly, seasoned correctly.
That sauce, mixed with that onion ring, mixed with that mushroom. Oh, how could you not want to eat this?
It's an indulgence. It's an indulgence.
I think my favorite layer is the breakfast layer. Now, just think of an omelet, but in burger form.
This is my food for the entire day, basically. I don't think I would be eating anything else.
For the guiltiest burger pleasures in the Pacific Northwest, I'm with Stupid.
Stupid burger, smart choice.
These BFFs in Louisville are merging mouth-watering meats with sugary donuts.
What dreams are made of.
It's the most forbidden food passion of all, when sweet hooks up with savory. And in Louisville, Kentucky, that calls for a high five.
Louisville claims that we're the birthplace of the high five. When you give a high five, it's about friendship and camaraderie and fun. So, high five donuts.
Best friends Annie Harlow and Leslie Wilkinson joined business hands to create High Five and the decadent donuts that folks go nuts for.
High Five Donuts is like a staple here. You want to have your guilty pleasure of a donut when maybe you shouldn't.
They put the dough in donuts with their fluffy, fresh, handmade donut dough.
Our dough is like brioche, so it can hold up to a lot, and we try to stay on the cutting edge of the donut culinary world, if you will.
Like fried chicken and gravy, going a little crazy in a killer dish called the Widowmaker. Judging by the name, this thing could kill you.
You will feel like you've died and went to heaven.
Well, it does start with some heavenly chicken.
I grew up with fried chicken because my grandmother used to make it down in the holler. Her name was Eunice.
Down in the holler.
A long road from one person's house to another person's house, and you gotta just holla.
That's as country as a buttermilk brine.
Buttermilk is essential for making fried chicken. It helps break down the proteins in the chicken to make it juicy, so when you eat it, it's scrumptious.
Leslie flavors the brine with cracked pepper and bay leaves.
Now, we're gonna use a big wooden spoon, just like Grandma.
After a 24-hour tenderizing spell,
our dredge strategy is to take our special flour mix that we make.
Ooh, special mix. What's in it?
Actually, in Kentucky, we don't give out our fried chicken recipes.
Respect, but how about your technique?
I guess it's all in the wrist. Throw it in there, and then just toss it. It's gonna taste just like a little piece of Kentucky. Ah, fried chicken is one of the world's best guilty pleasures. I love me some fried chicken.
The only way to make that chicken any better is to cover it in sausage gravy.
This is my Grandma Eunice's recipe. We do a mix of 2 different types of sausage, one hot and one mild. So now we've got a couple crispy bits, and we're gonna go ahead and add our flour mixture.
She gets the sausage all coated, then adds full-on half and half.
Slowly, you add this slowly. Gravy takes patience, and you can taste it in the gravy. You will taste the love. Yeehaw, Grandma would say.
Now to make her Widowmaker, starting with their Dohemoth.
It's more of a meatier donut, if you will.
After a vanilla glaze comes the chicken and the egg, followed by applewood smoked bacon and topped with Grandma Eunice's country sausage gravy.
Just when you think you've added enough, go ahead and add some more.
Then crispy, crunchy cornflakes and
grape jelly glaze drizzle.
It's the Widowmaker. Come and get it.
High five.
What dreams are made of.
This is over the top. The gravy was a great touch because it had that savory taste to it. And that jam, it was just like a nice hit of sweetness with it.
Fried chicken, it's amazing. The seasoning on it is so good. It's got this real like home kitchen taste to it.
It's just one big guilty pleasure.
You've surrendered to the circular donut. Now go long with the Pizza Long John. What's a Long John?
Is a long donut without a hole.
Annie cuts out a few, and after the proofer fluffs them, she fills them up using
Our Willy Wonka donut filling Long John machine.
Good enough.
Oh, there it goes. Filling that full of marinara sauce. I like to get it on both ends So each bite, you get something delicious inside.
She covers it in a house-made herb cheese blend and plenty of pepperoni.
It is smothered and covered, and I am ready to put this in the toaster.
The cheese melts down, the pepperoni crisps up, and when it comes out,
Well, this looks like perfection. High Fives Pizza Long John, 2 guilty pleasures in 1.
That's delicious.
It couldn't be better than this right here. Because I love donuts and I love pizza.
That's a really good flavor combination. Like, you get the acidity of the tomato, which kind of like adds some sweetness, so it pairs really well with the donut. The pepperonis are perfect. I love a good crisp around the edges pepperoni.
It's like pizza, but better.
with their sweet and savory mashups, the Donut Ladies of Louisville give a high five to guilty pleasures. Now, who wants donuts?
Everybody.
Everybody.
In New York, there's a chocolate mousse cake that rivals the Empire State Building.
It's very rich, very light at the same time. It's the ultimate guilty pleasure.
And Creamy and Dreamy is the name of the game for this seafood pot pie in Baton Rouge.
This tastes like you baked the sea inside of cheese. I mean, it's so good.
When it comes to guilty pleasures, New York City's got some of the tastiest around, like the comfort creations you'll find at Maison Pickle.
I love coming here because of the atmosphere. Like, it's just always lively. But man, the food, it's always a home run. You never miss it, man.
I'm obsessed with serving comfort food because it's something that resonates with everybody. It's not just about the size of the food, it's about the quality. It all comes together. The guilt is all worthwhile.
From Jacob's craft cocktails to the mind-bending main courses devised by Chef Glenroy Brown.
Maison is unique because we have classic dishes that we put our own twist to. Here we have exciting ingredients and stuff that makes people happy.
Who wouldn't be cheered up by a 24-layer chocolate cake?
You have 12 layers of chocolate mousse, you have 12 layers of moist chocolate cake, and it's 24 layers of never-ending chocolatey goodness.
It's very rich, very light at the same time. It's the ultimate guilty pleasure.
4 rich cakes are sliced, and each layer is covered with exquisite chocolate mousse, made from
buttercream, cocoa powder, and heavy cream. We have a lot going on, but it's also really balanced.
12 plus 12 equals 24, with a remainder of chocolate ganache.
So after this, we put it in the fridge for 1 hour, so that way it'll cool down and it will set.
The fridge gives it a matte finish, so here's the trick to making it glossy.
It gets a little hard and dull, so I'm just gonna blowtorch it so it becomes a little bit more shiny.
Talk about a slice of the good life.
Maison Pickle's famous 24-layer chocolate cake, our ultimate guilty pleasure.
It's chocolatey, buttery, smooth deliciousness. High-towered sin. It's amazing.
It's sinfully delicious, but it's heavenly good. It's got a beautiful consistency. It's moist, but the chocolate is just right there. It's all 24 layers of goodness.
This is my dream guilty pleasure.
From the Denali of desserts to the Everest of entrees, fried chicken and toast.
You have the sweetness in the toast and the crunchiness and saltiness of the chicken coming together. That's the ultimate guilty pleasure.
Here's the sweet stuff now. Chef Glenroy's homemade maple syrup, combining maple extract, sugar, and secret liquid seasoning.
Sometimes the maple syrup is too thin, but we like to do it our way so that way it's the right consistency.
And after hours on the stove,
this is why we do this in-house. The smells are so amazing, and you don't get this in the stores.
It takes even more time to make the chicken. After a 24-hour brine in buttermilk and spices, it gets a major dredge in carefully seasoned flour and eggs.
We do a double breading procedure because we want the fried chicken to be big and fluffy and light and crispy at the same time.
A few minutes in Fryland, and the crunch is with us.
That's what you call fried chicken.
Subbing in for traditional waffles will be toast, but not just any toast.
So here we have our challah bread. It's a traditional Jewish bread. It's a little bit sweeter than our regular white bread.
Thick slices of challah are dipped and griddled.
We wanted this size because people eat with their eyes as well as their stomach. But here we're all about big portion and guilty pleasures.
That's why he adds maple butter to each slice. The sweet trio meets a duet of tenders and that singular sensation, bacon.
So bacon adds a little bit of crunchiness and sweetness at the same time. And everyone loves bacon. Who doesn't love bacon?
They are not stingy with the syrup.
So you want to get a good amount for those guilty pleasures. And here it is, fried chicken and toast, feel guilty and good at the same time.
I'm eating the French toast and fried chicken, which is crazy. The chicken is somehow fried but not heavy, and so you got the savory and sweet with the syrup. It's just perfect, man.
The buttery goodness of the French toast, the maple syrup, which is homemade, and you can tell because there's nothing like it, and the fried chicken is so full of flavor. I know I probably shouldn't be eating this, but I can't say no.
And in a city with some fierce competition, Maison Pickle knows just how to make dreams come true.
It's all about the guilty pleasures, man.
Guilty pleasure seekers in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, your options are off the pie charts at Elsie's Plate and Pie.
I love coming here because of the pie. It's decadent to have pie for lunch, dessert, breakfast, why not, dinner, snack, midnight snack.
Chef and owner Paul Dupre learned pie craft from the world's leading expert, his grandma.
Elsie was my grandma. She was definitely one of a kind. She taught us how to love, how to make pies. She's really just the inspiration.
The most popular dish at Elsie's captures all the fresh decadence this region is known for, seafood pot pie.
It's creamy, it's got lots of seafood in it, roasted peppers, roasted garlic, all the things that everybody in Louisiana grew up loving.
Our guilt trip begins with a buttery onion sweat down with a little Cajun-y house seasoning.
Cajun flavors really inspire me just because that's my heritage, that's what I grew up eating.
So naturally, there's garlic, roasted red peppers, and a little white wine. That'll reduce a bit, then
we are gonna add some heavy cream, some shrimp stock, and we're just gonna swish that around a little bit, let it get warm.
Now bring on that fresh local seafood, starting with Gulf shrimp.
So I'm no shrimp expert. I don't know why we have the best shrimp in the world, but in Louisiana, we just do.
There's fresh blue crab and, of course, crawdads, sometimes known as mudbugs.
In Baton Rouge, we call them crawfish, so everybody else is weird or wrong. So to finish it off, we're gonna add a little bit of green onion and lemon juice. Oh yeah, steamy, creamy, and dreamy.
As for the crust,
this is how we roll.
Grandma Elsie's dough recipe calls for just 5 simple ingredients.
It's got flour, butter, shortening, and a little bit of love, a little touch of water.
Now skillet up some creamy seafood filling, drop a lid on it, and bake to pie-fection.
Seafood pot pie, one of life's guilty pleasures.
This tastes like you baked the sea inside of cheese. I mean, it's so good.
You can tell that it's completely homemade.
It's salty, but it's not too salty. There is a little bit of a kick. I love it.
This crust is great. Buttery, flaky, just what you want. Got the nice texture where you can go in and get it and has that great chew to it. That's what I want in a crust.
The cream sauce is to die for. It's perfect.
It's got a kick to it, so it's got some Cajun flair, but it makes you feel warm inside.
Man, the seafood in there, you can taste all the shrimp, you can taste the crawfish, the crab meat. If there's a spot in my stomach, it'll definitely hit it.
It's like a seafood symphony of deliciousness.
Paul, we know your pies are great, but tell us a little something about you.
Guess what my favorite number is? Pie.
Of course. Now do the math on this sinfully sweet treat, peanut butter pie.
We just wanted to come up with the ultimate peanut butter pie.
Mission accomplished, with no baking required. It's all in the mix.
The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna whip some cream. We're gonna get that nice and fluffy. Whip it good. Then we're gonna cream together some cream cheese, powdered sugar, peanut butter, and a little bit of milk. and then we're gonna fold those two things together.
The crust is made from buttered-up chocolate cookie crumbs surrounded by a wall of your nutty childhood buddies.
You got those peanut butter cookies sticking up out of the filling, looking up, calling your name.
Top it off with a semi-sweet chocolate drizzle and their crunchy maple candied peanuts.
There you have it, little peanut butter drama from my grandmama.
It's so creamy. It's like a peanut butter pillow or something. It's delicious.
So it's like you get through all this amazing fluffiness, and then there's this crunchy peanutty layer, and then the chocolate is just like in there. It's wonderful.
Peanut butter and chocolate is always a win-win. Can't go wrong with it.
That fluffy filling right there. All the peanut butter flavor you want, but light and airy and so creamy. And that chocolate bottom crust right there with the cookie crust, come on now.
This dish makes me feel like a pirate.
At Elsie's Plate and Pie, you can forget about the guilt and express your true feelings.
I love you.
There's nothing but pastrami at the peak of this curly fry mountain in Riverside, CA.
It has a really nice smoky kick to it. It's just tender and juicy and it's delicious.
And what can make a Minnesota Juicy Lucy even guiltier? Load it up with lobster.
The beef is so amazing. It's so tender and juicy. That lobster is to die for.
In the Southwest Guilty Pleasure Corridor between San Diego and Vegas, Riverside, California is home to an unapologetically over-the-top roadhouse called Heroes.
We serve good old American guilty pleasure food, comfort food, burgers, steaks, great portions, lots of fries.
Basically, if you're on a diet, don't bother showing up.
Unless you're on some curly fries and cured meats diet, then by all means, dig in to the pastrami fries. The unsung hero of this dish, Bud's Chili. Invented by an early Heroes regular and made for us today by executive chef Matias Fuentes.
We're gonna start with oil, then we're gonna go with our onions, bell pepper, a little bit of garlic.
A cascade of classic chili seasonings follow, but where there's guilty pleasures, there's bound to be secrets.
At the end, we put a secret seasoning. It's a little bit of everything, but this one have something else in here we cannot tell you.
No secret at all is the abundance of ground beef and slow-simmered beans, plus one final chili hack, Parmesan cheese.
You can see all the flavors come together.
The tangy, easy-shredding house pastrami has an amazingly sweet bark, thanks to brown sugar and molasses.
It's compliment because it's a little bit sweet and salty.
The main ingredient of this guilty pleasure is more. More chili, more curly fries, more cheese, just more. Garnished with pickles and pepperoncini.
Just adds a little bit more of the flavor, more acid for this. So get a little bit salty. You know, you drink it with your beer. Tastes so good.
Especially once you heap on all that pastrami. What's this little snack weigh in at?
It's gonna be 6 pounds a gallon. A little bit Deli Master, get a good flavor.
Finally, sour cream, green and red onions, and some tomatoes for color.
Heroes pastrami fries.
Oh my God! This might be the best lunch I've ever had.
You know what's weird is that the pastrami is sweet and salty, and then the fries have that crunchy flavor.
Just when you thought curly fries couldn't get any better, add the pastrami, pepperoncinis, all the veggies, really good, lots and lots of flavor. It tastes really great.
I don't even know how to describe it. It's like magic. It has a really nice smoky kick to it. It's just tender and juicy and it's delicious.
I'll tell you what, I don't feel guilty at all.
Heroes come in all sizes, except in Riverside, where they're all huge.
Heroes!
Woo! Hungry, guilty pleasure hunters up in Minneapolis look towards the east for a little decadence from the icy Atlantic. Lobster.
Guilty pleasures!
The joint that can make any diet come out of its shell is a Twin City shanty called Smack Shack.
The name Smack Shack comes from a lobster boat called a smack.
Chef and owner Josh Toma claws his way into our butter-drenched dreams.
We tank around 400 to 500 lobsters at a time. We put them in a 100-gallon boil with my lobster go round.
That contraption makes for a rolling boil, and it provides the main attraction for an update on a Minnesota classic. Say hello to the Lobster Lucy.
A Juicy Lucy is a burger with cheese stuffed inside of it. What makes our Lobster Lucy so extravagant is that there's cheese and lobster stuffed inside with more lobster on top.
This thing's anything but mini.
So we're gonna start with making our cheese sauce and our filling for the middle of the burger. We're gonna put our fontina cheese right into our double boiler.
Then, an unusual Italian choice.
Now it's time to get funky with some Taleggio cheese.
That mild yet tangy selection pairs perfectly with the fontina.
I'm gonna let this melt down to a nice creamy consistency.
He tosses in tarragon, lemon juice, and salt, then...
Last but certainly not least, lobster.
That rich mix gets sheet panned.
We're gonna cool this down, cut it up, and get it in our burger.
Once chilled, he cuts them out, and they are money.
Now that we've got our lobster coins, we're gonna take these guys and get them inside the burger.
That's lobster and cheese between two patties.
I'm gonna seal this guy up. We're gonna make sure there's no air and no cheese getting out.
He S&Ps it, then brings the heat carefully.
You have to cook it nice and slow because you don't want your cheese getting loose. All right, we'll give it a little flip.
He sticks the landing and celebrates with more flavor.
Next, we're gonna add our caramelized onions. This is gonna add a little bit of sweetness to the burger.
I recall something about lobster on top of the burger.
We're gonna warm this up in a little bit of hot butter.
This naughty plan is coming together.
Our burger's done, onions are hot, lobster's poached. Let's get after it.
Down goes a griddled bun, and the trap is set.
Let's plate it up. Burger, onions. Let's go lobster on top. Nice little lobster claw. There we go.
He seals the deal with a sprinkle of chives and a spread of tarragon aioli.
I would say it's a guilty pleasure, but I don't feel guilty. It's the Lobster Lucy.
Oh my God.
Right out of the gate, I'm tasting a lot of lobster. Kind of a surf and turf thing. The burger's great.
The beef is so amazing. It's so tender and juicy, especially with that onion on top and the cheese. Delicious. That lobster is to die for.
The better things taste, the more guilty you feel, but Smack Shack does it right.
Smack Shack upgrades a Canadian favorite with their lobster poutine.
So we're gonna start by making our bisque. Right in there. Let's melt her up.
Carrots, celery, onions, and garlic follow. Down comes a shower of flour. White wine and tomato paste follow. Then a high finance flavor portfolio.
Next we got shellfish stock. We had a little champagne vinegar because we're so classy.
And a surprise touch of sweetness.
Honey is something that you normally don't see in the bisque, but it just kind of sweetens it up.
Bring it home with a sachet of thyme, salt, and cayenne pepper, then heavy cream and a little nip of brandy.
Some to finish, and some for me. So we're gonna let this cook down for about 3 hours and blend it up with our not-so-magic wand.
Golden French fries get a good time roll.
We're gonna add a little Cajun seasoning.
I like where this is going.
We're gonna get our nice layer of fries. Now we're gonna add some lobster, of course. We've got claw and some tail going in there.
And it wouldn't be poutine without cheese curds straight out of Ellsworth, Wisconsin.
We're gonna pour our gravy over the top.
By gravy, he means that rich bisque.
And up into the salamander. There we go.
It won't be long now.
Nice and bubbly and a little more gravy to finish.
Ah, Food Paradise declares this pleasure guilty.
The lobster is so fresh. It's very buttery. It's tender. The gravy is amazing.
The sweetness of the lobster claw mixed with the savoriness of French fries. The sauce has a bit of a Cajun kick to it. Who came up with this recipe? It's poutine, but it's hella fancy.
The perfect guilty pleasure.
Have a salad tomorrow, but today, indulge the Smack Shack way with luscious lobster on everything.
Smack Shack!
Southern comfort comes to SoCal in these Carolina-inspired chicken Sammies.
Whatever they do to the seasoning on the outside, it makes for a monster of a sandwich.
Our guilt-inducer meters exploded at South City Fried Chicken, thanks to Chef Sammy Mansour and his sinful sandwiches.
Fried chicken is the world's greatest guilty pleasure, hands down. Something that's gonna satisfy your soul.
Native Tar Heel Sammy really brings the Southern to Southern California.
I was classically trained in New York, but my heart always goes back to the South, to the roots of American culture and cuisine.
Share to capture your soul, Sammy's tribute to his hometown, the Chapel Hill. In Sammy's origin story, the chicken came first.
I learned how to make fried chicken from my daddy, and over the years, come up with my own little style.
For instance, a crunch-inducing dredge made of potato starch and self-rising flour.
Because it's self-rising, the leavening agents help build like a crackly, crispier layer around your fried chicken.
After marinating for 24 hours in buttermilk and spices, chicken breasts are given a serious coating of that dredge and hit a 350-degree fryer.
I love deep frying chicken because it cooks faster, which means it's gonna stay juicier.
While those hot birds rest a spell, Sammy's family tribute continues. Next chapter, Pop's coleslaw.
You gotta do everything from scratch. That's Pop's rules.
Hand-cut cabbage co-mingles with 2 kinds of onion.
They really give it a good zesty bite. Then we're gonna add some very thinly sliced raw collards, which adds to the kind of bold zest of this coleslaw.
Further zestification comes from Creole mustard, grated horseradish, and house-made hot sauce. Then it's mayo, spices, and another Sammy secret, sugar.
Now you don't want it to taste sweet, but the sugar helps balance out the acidity that makes it cool and creamy.
Also creamy, pimento cheese, courtesy of Sammy's sister.
I don't brag about my own food or my own recipes, but I will brag about Jenny's pimento cheese.
Sammy deep fries the red peppers because it's a more even cook than roasting. They're diced and combined with cheddar, mayo, cream cheese, and spices.
We made Jenny proud.
Jenny's pimento cheese meets Sammy's chicken, which is nested on Pop's slaw. Fried country ham and house-made pickles are the final touches.
The Chapel Hill fried chicken sandwich. A little Southern comfort right here in SoCal.
Yummy. The chicken is done fabulously.
The chicken has a great crunch. It's juicy. The ham is salty, just around the edges, but tender in the middle. It has a little bit of sweet flavor to it, and it just makes the sandwich taste amazing.
There's a lot going on in here. It's like a new take on coleslaw. It was a little citrusy and definitely spicy, which I like.
The pimento cheese on this sandwich is just soaked into everything else. It all just becomes this one juicy unit.
It's really rich, but when I was tasting it, I wasn't thinking about that. I was just thinking, this is delicious.
For a taste of South Carolina, try the Greenville.
We took that classic club sandwich and we made it into our fried chicken staple.
No turkey on this club, only chicken. Even the bacon.
What is chicken bacon? That's what everybody is asking me. It is chicken thighs cured with salt and sugar, hickory smoked hard, and then we slice it up thin and we get it crispy.
A butter-toasted bun gets loaded with mayo and greens. This time, the acidic contrast comes from lemon. But the cheese is still from the south of Switzerland.
I love Gruyere cheese. In my opinion, it is the dopest of Swiss cheeses. It just has a lot more tart and a lot more funk. We want to get that brulee, which means a full melt and a little bit of caramelization. Next up, that chicken bacon.
Purple Cherokee tomatoes from South Carolina are the final stroke in this exclusive club.
The Greenville fried chicken sandwich, so good, you won't feel guilty.
The chicken is moist, which is hard to find.
Everybody should try this.
the chicken bacon and the chicken sandwich, I would like it all the time. It has more flavor, I think, than regular bacon.
The cheese was all melty, and it was like all over. That lemon has that nice zest to it. I eat fried chicken at least 3 or 4 times a week, and this is unlike anything else, because whatever they do to the seasoning on the outside, it makes for a monster of a sandwich. So guilty that, do I want to put it down? No.
At South City, there's plenty of pleasure to go around, and it seems to be guilt-free.
We don't feel guilty for eating good food.
There's no guilt in good food.
Out in Queens, breakfast melds with dinner in these amazing mac and cheese pancakes.
It's sweet, it's savory. It was honestly the best thing I've ever had.
Known as one of America's meltiest melting pots, Astoria, Queens in New York is a kingdom of food variety, indulgence, and fun.
Astoria is like, it's a hodgepodge of different things, but this is completely unique to the neighborhood.
You can't return to the guilt-free free-for-all of childhood, but you can go to Mom's.
You can just forget about your diet, you can forget about what's going on in your life, any problems you have, and just really enjoy yourself.
Rob Williamson is the co-owner, chef, and honorary mom of Mom's Kitchen and Bar.
When I used to bartend, my late-night regulars would call me Mom because I take care of them.
Lose the guilt and find the golden pleasure of Mom's mac and cheese pancakes.
Mac and cheese pancake is the definition of a guilty pleasure. I mean, it's 2 great comfort foods kind of combined in one delicious package.
That package is pancakes made with
top secret pancake mix.
At least he spills about the buttermilk.
Buttermilk gives it that extra thickness, you know, it would just be like a crepe unless it was using buttermilk.
There's also water, oil, elbow grease, and a mom's love.
Pancakes are a morning hug.
Batter hits griddle and pasta pelts pancakes. After that mac drop, he rocks the white cheddar.
It makes sense once it gets flipped and the cheese caramelizes a little bit. When the cheese starts to actually hit the griddle, that's where the magic happens. It makes the whole thing a little bit crunchy, a little bit sweet, right amount of savory. They're all scattered and smothered. Now we're gonna get them covered in our 3-ring circus bechamel.
The 3 rings are for the 3 cheeses Rob adds to his buttery cream sauce.
The Gruyere, which is a little bit pungent. It's got a nice cheesy flavor. White cheddar, it's got a nice little sharpness to it. Then the smoked Gouda to balance it all out, round it out.
He forges a bechamel trail, crisscrossed with hot spiced honey and sprinkled with fresh chives.
Mac and cheese pancakes? Yeah, I did it. Guilty as charged.
It's sweet, it's savory. I love sweet and savory things, and honestly, it was nothing like I was expecting, and it was honestly the best thing I've ever had.
Cheesy, gooey, noodly goodness.
Fried cheese on top of the pancake. That's what gives it the crispiness. It looks really dense, but it's not. It's actually like incredibly light.
All the flavors hitting your palate, it's like fireworks.
Guilty pleasure on a plate.
You just gotta come to New York and try it.
The pleasure's not complete without dessert. Shake up your taste buds with Mr. Fluffaluppagus.
Our Mr. Fluffaluppagus shake is mom-tested and imaginary friend approved.
He opens with a pair of creams, chocolate ice, and heavy.
We like our shakes indulgent.
Chocolate sauce and caramel go in with a loving squeeze. Then it's on to the shake shaker.
Shake spinner. Doesn't shake, it spins.
It's a milkless milkshake that you don't shake?
There's no milk or shake. It's a cream spin.
Even better, Rob grabs a glass that's frosty enough to cover in sticky marshmallow fluff.
All right, and then I'm going in the peanut butter chips.
More sweet squeezes welcome the thick and creamy chocolatey good stuff.
Time to shake it up.
Topped with a peanut butter cup, caramel popcorn, and chocolate, chocolate, chocolate.
Hard to say, easy to drink. Mr. Fluffaluppagus.
You don't even know where to begin.
This is a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
So much sugar, but it's so good.
It tastes like peanut butter cups.
It's kind of like milkshakes that you dream of, like when you're a little kid. This milkshake brings all the boys to Mom's.
Mom's Kitchen and Bar in Astoria serves up great comfort food without the side of guilt.
I feel guilty about how not guilty I feel.
Remember, being in food paradise means you never have to feel guilty.
Extra cheese, please.
From nachos stacked a foot high to a burger served in fondue. This is an homage to fromage.
I'm gonna put on my resume that I ate the cheesiest nachos in the world.
You're hired.
This is by far the cheesiest cheeseburger I have ever tried.
Whether it's stringy mozz on a pizza or mega melty macs, everything is tastier covered in cheese.
I want cheese with everything. Put that cheese on the shake. I don't care.
The cheese is creamy and stretchy and just all the wonderful things cheese should be.
Cheese makes the world go round.
They're definitely not skimping on the cheese.
It makes me feel very, very good.
In this food paradise, the food and the puns are extra cheesy. In the friendly confines of Chicago, cheese lovers are getting thrown for a loop.
It's not rocket science. Cheese is amazing.
True.
If you're all about the melty and gooey, the creamy and ooey, get yourself to Rizzo's Bar and Inn. Vincent Rizzo and daughter Nicole flipped a family-owned parking lot into a church for cheddar lovers.
If you're gonna indulge, why not indulge in something cheesy?
We use the best cheese, and that makes us better.
And they can prove it when they throw out all the rules to make their towering trash can nachos. Chef Paco Zapata knows when his cooking is catching on.
I get more excitement when plates come back empty, knowing that, hey, they enjoyed it.
These nachos feature some of the tenderest, most buttery beef Chicago has to offer.
Short rib is very sexy. Beef, cheese, can't go wrong with that. Salt and pepper, like it's fallen from the heavens. You want the meat to speak for itself.
And his grilling technique speaks volumes.
You hear that? That's what you want to hear.
3 to 4 minutes on each side, then it's the braising of the veg. That onion, carrot, and celery is a perfect place for this short rib to rest under its blanket of herbs.
This is the sexy part right here.
Oh yeah, heat from chipotle peppers and a little romantic red wine.
Cracked black peppercorn, a nice demi-glace. If I wasn't married, I'd marry this. I'll see you in 24 hours.
Braised for a day, and it's a total tasty beef breakdown.
Falling apart, just like that.
But what really gets him going is that touch of gold.
Cheese sauce!
Butter, flour, and milk set it off. Then, all the sharp and tangy reasons we came here for.
I'm gonna start by adding the parm and the cheddar. American cheese, secret cheese. Why have one cheese? You can actually have 4.
That quartet of fromage is stirred till smooth. Then Paco shows his can-do attitude.
It's time to build some trash can nachos. Starting off with a layer of chips, fresh, out of the deep fryer. Black beans, red onion. We're gonna spice it up with some fresh jalapeno.
There goes our short rib, followed by
that homemade 4-blend cheese sauce.
He hits repeat a few times, and this Windy City snack is stacked.
These are nacho, ordinary nachos.
So good. Oh my goodness. That is incredible.
They're covered with so much cheese. I'm so excited.
Little smooth, little velvety, little spicy.
The short rib goes perfectly with the cheese. Super moist and tender.
The best part about these nachos, dessert.
I'm gonna put on my resume that I ate the cheesiest nachos in the world.
You're hired.
For the cheesiest cheeseburger on Rizzo's menu, X marks the spot, as in Burger X.
Burger X is basically a fondue burger.
Our cheese sauce gets accessorized,
amplified with bacon and candied jalapenos. I'm gonna finish it off by adding more cheese. Pepper jack.
Then the words all of Chicago has been waiting for.
Our candied jalapeno bacon fondue is ready.
Meat-wise, you'll be seeing double.
We do 2 patties per Burger X.
A bun is buttered and grilled, but getting back to the cheese.
Now that the cheese is nice and melted, we start building the burger. Our buns are great.
On goes the bacon jam,
which adds a nice sweet flavor to it.
Then Paco pours his heart out. One more slam of that jam, and the cheesy final in-your-face dunk.
If my ex looked this good, we'd still be together. Burger X.
That's really incredible.
This is by far the cheesiest cheeseburger I have ever tried.
It's sweet, it's smoky, it's spicy. You get double the cheese.
You can taste the sweet of the bacon jam, the spice of the jalapenos, and then the cheese. It really just comes together perfectly.
Ashley has cheese in her hair.
If it's not messy, it's not good.
In Chicago, cheese comes first at Rizzo's Bar and Inn.
Cheese makes the world go round.
A big slice of Windy City life has blown into Long Beach, California.
This is absolutely my favorite pizza and puts me in cheese heaven.
The pleas for more cheese in Long Beach have been answered by what some are calling the cheesiest dish in SoCal. And that's no big stretch.
This is absolutely my favorite pizza and puts me in cheese heaven.
I like to describe it as a waterfall of cheese just coming down the sides.
Here in the LBC, these BFFs have gone off the deep end for deep dish at Rance's Chicago Pizza, where the most critical ingredient is
cheese. Cheese is critical. When I learned this through Rance, we go through over 100,000 pounds of cheese each year.
But not just any cheese.
If you want to have a Chicago deep dish pizza, you need to have that Wisconsin mozzarella. It's extremely important.
Let's see how that Wisconsin white gold stacks up in the pie known as Rance's favorite.
Which is bacon, meatballs, and jalapeno with our signature sauce and tons of cheese, of course. But don't forget, when we start with butter.
More Badger State dairy bliss anoints the well-seasoned pan.
You want a strong, sturdy dough to hold all the weight of the pizza, but also you want that buttery, flaky crust that makes Chicago deep dish pizza Chicago deep dish pizza.
The cheese is sliced, not shredded.
Straight from Wisconsin. If it's not coming from Wisconsin, you're buying from the wrong place.
The difference is butter fat.
Some dairy farms will extract that butter fat to maybe make cottage cheese or some other type of product, but with Wisconsin mozzarella, they leave all that juicy flavor in there for us to enjoy and has that stretchy cheese and melts perfectly. It's gonna melt in your mouth.
Top that with sliced meatball medallions and, of course,
more cheese. You gotta use cheese for deep dish pizza.
This time, the mozz is still not shredded, but cubed. On top of that goes a second super thin layer of dough, creating like a private cheese suite within the pie.
Want to poke a few holes so it can still breathe? By the time this comes out of the oven, it's gonna be about 7 pounds of cheesy goodness. I'm gonna cut off the edge. Now comes my favorite part. Throw on that zesty, chunky tomato sauce.
Then a little sprinkle of secret seasoning. How secret is it?
It's super secret. I couldn't even tell you. If I did, my mom would ground me, so. To finish off of Rance's favorite, I'm gonna put on some diced bacon, and then to wrap it up, give it a little extra pop, with a little something spicy for the Californians. Sliced jalapenos, brighten up your day.
A thin crust Neapolitan pizza can cook in like 90 seconds. A deep dish needs at least a half-hour nap.
Rance's favorite, soon to be your favorite.
This is delicious pizza right here.
Can't stop eating it. It's so good. It's crazy.
So heavy. Seriously, you only need one slice and you're full.
It was the crust that really got me.
The crust is the
crust
kicker.
is good.
Crust is flaky, cheese is gooey, very gooey, and the bacon on top.
And the meatballs?
Very crispy.
I love cheese. Cheese will be my downfall. It hit my taste buds. It exploded in my mouth. Like, you know, it felt like 4th of July.
How does a pizza server handle cheese so supernaturally stretchy with a ninja-like spatula move called the Chicago Cut?
You gotta kind of get it to your plate quick because you don't want to lose that cheese. And then what we do is the Chicago Cut around it to detach that gooey, cheesy slice from the pizza itself.
Bringing even more California sunshine to this classic Midwest dish is the CSP.
Chicken, spinach, and pesto. Pesto's my jam, and you put that with cheese, gonna dig it.
The pesto is house-made, featuring
delicious pine nuts, you gotta love that. Fresh garlic, that's what makes pesto super bomb.
Back to Cheeseville. What is that, parm?
It's actually Asiago and some Pecorino Romano. Let's get some fresh basil in here. Gotta have the basil, some nice extra virgin olive oil, a little dash of garlic salt, give it extra punch, maybe a little more. Never hurt.
Way too much more of that diced mozz gets mixed with spinach, chicken, and our cheesy pesto. Then it's all walled up inside the pan pizza panic room.
Now it's time for the sauce.
A cheese-meltingly long time later, it's
CSP, cheesy punch of flavor.
Their cheese on that pizza, it's layers, layers. It's lasagna of pizza, so it's better than lasagna.
It's a bouquet of flavors. There's so many things going on as you're eating it. You're first tasting one thing, then you're getting another taste of something else, and then the pesto comes in there, and it's really fantastic.
Hands down, it's my new favorite. That's saying something.
Rance's devotion to the power of cheese means so much more than great pizza.
This is the cheese that holds America together.
With seafood or steak, this mac and cheese master in Miami is dropping it like it's hot.
Every bite I take is like, oh my God.
And in Columbia, SC, they don't call pimento cheese the caviar of the South for nothing.
It tastes like it should be illegal. It was really good.
The great North American cheese flow carries us down to Miami Beach, Florida, where there's a vehicle at Wynwood Yard you'd be tempted to call the Mack truck, but its name is the House of Mack.
It's world famous. It's the world famous House of Mack.
World famous, of course.
My bad. The world-famous House of Mack is a labor of love for Derek Turton, a.k.a. Teach, who left a music career to pursue his passion for cooking.
Music is art, and food is art. When I'm in the kitchen and I'm creating, it almost feels like I'm in the studio creating a song.
The man who used to manage Pitbull now manages to mesh his family's heritage into his marvelously cheesy Macks.
My mother and my father are Trinidadian, and they just cook with a lot of flavor and a lot of love, so I just try to incorporate that into what I do.
There is plenty of love and cheese in Derek's over-the-top seafood Mack.
We pretty much sell out of this every single day. Like, there's no more lobster, no more shrimp, no more crab. At the end of the day, every day.
It's no surprise how the best Mack starts. Teach, drop that bass.
It's technically like a really thick Alfredo sauce. It's an Alfredo base, but it's a roux because we add the flour.
He gives the roux a Trinidad touch with his secret spice mix.
The Caribbean influence in the mac and cheese as a whole is just the seasoning and the taste. I like every bite to burst with flavor. I'm gonna add the Parmesan cheese.
He ups the Alfredo with some Parmesan Romano, then adds 3 more cheeses, starting with sharp cheddar.
Cheddar is what makes you think mac and cheese. I'm gonna add Gouda cheese. The Gouda makes it a little smoky. I'm gonna add a little Fontina. Fontina gives it like a really creamy consistency.
That melty magic gets stringier with the addition of mozzarella, bringing us up to 6 cheeses.
That is the kind of thickness I'm looking for. This is the magic.
He ratchets up the decadence again with white truffle oil, mixes in his mac, and sits it on his seafood, grilled with Cajun seasonings.
Let's cook up some lobster. We have a 6-ounce Florida freshwater lobster. I mean, I haven't seen too many places with the lump crab inside of the mac and cheese, and then why not add the lobster on it, and then why not the shrimp?
He maneuvers his mac into a skillet, works his crab lumps in there, and tops it with more velvety Alfredo.
I'm gonna take the cheddar jack cheese, 7 cheeses. You complaining? It's impossible to have too much cheese on a dish. Come on, man.
Plus some breadcrumbs for that crispy crunch. Derek sends it through his high-tech Melt-O-Matic and crowns it with the lobster tails and shrimp.
And there it is, world famous seafood mac.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, my God.
If you're a seafood lover, this would be the best thing you want to have. The cheese is great. It has that nice flexion, that texture, and it's gooey.
Look at that. It just comes off the shell so nice. This is amazing.
The cheese is creamy, it's crispy, and stretchy, and just all the wonderful things cheese should be.
It's got a little Cajun seasoning in there, and it gives a nice little kick to it.
How's the shrimp?
It's for me.
One taste of the cheesy hits they churn out all day, every day, and you'll know why it's called the world-famous House of Mac.
This is good. While you sitting there talking, I'll be eating.
The world of cheese is filled with literally hundreds of different varieties. But in the Deep South, like Columbia, South Carolina, the word cheese generally means one thing.
The cheese of the South is definitely pimento cheese.
You can put it on anything. You have to put it on everything.
It's comfort food. I mean, you drop in at Grandma, there's the pimento cheese sandwich.
At Ripper's, which is happily ensconced inside a bar called Jake's, you'll find pimento cheese top treats being served all day. But the best time to indulge is during Yappy Hour.
I love Jake's because of the huge patio. We come here like 2 or 3 times a week. We sit outside, play with the dogs.
You got to guard your own food here.
The dish that has everyone barking for more is Ripper's Buttermilk Fried Chicken Biscuit with pimento cheese. Chef Joe Cardinelli, why is pimento cheese so addictive?
You can do anything with it. Mac and cheese, quesadillas, burgers, hot dogs, fries, like anything.
Red peppers are what gives pimento cheese its name. Chef Joe chars them up nice.
There's hundreds of ways to cook a bell pepper, but we're gonna do it over the open flame just like my grandma did.
Once they're roasted, they're peeled, de-seeded, and diced. Then, Joe welcomes the real star of the show.
The main ingredient in the pimento cheese is mayonnaise. So we're gonna start with a whole lot of mayo.
Southerners aren't mad. Add a little cayenne kick backed up by black pepper, paprika, and salt.
Now we're gonna add our roasted red peppers in here. Spread them out. Definitely put this on like a burger. It would be awesome, but you know, we're just gonna take it to the next level with some cheese. This is 5 pounds of sharp cheddar cheese.
It all blends together oh so smoothly, ready for its preferred delivery method.
Pimento cheese, the cheese of the South, the biscuits of the bread. This is grated butter. We started chopping it up, dicing up in little cubes, and we found that grating it produced like a flakier biscuit.
That butter goes into the well of flour along with salt, buttermilk, and baking soda. And it's all gently massaged into a dough. Roll them, cut them, and rack them in the oven. Before long, these babies are brought to you by the letters GBD, golden brown and delicious. Their fluffiness will be the perfect rebuttal to the crispy buttermilk brine fried chicken. Anticipation builds during the dredge and fry. We're moments away from ringing the come and get it bell.
We put our fried chicken breast right in there. A lot of cheese. So much so that you need a fork to eat it, right?
A biscuit cap to finish it all off, and...
This is our pimento chicken biscuit, the Southern trifecta.
This is definitely a two-hander. This thing is huge. It's so simple, but it's so good. A perfectly fried piece of chicken, a biscuit that's kind of falling apart, and then like the creamy pimento cheese just kind of all complements each other perfectly. It's delicious.
It's really hard to find pimento cheese this good. People don't make pimento cheese by hand anymore, and this is excellent.
I think it's the fire-roasted peppers that kind of separate this from your average pimento cheese.
They're definitely not skimping on the cheese. I don't know about yours,
Absolutely
but mine
not.
is like spilling out of the biscuit.
The way you can tell about pimento cheese is it keeps its form.
Tastes like it should be legal. It was really good.
Don't go thinking pimento cheese is only one thing. There's a whole spectrum of flavor within its tangy walls. Like with the Ranch Pimento Cheese Ripper.
I went to a baseball game and they had a ranch dispenser, and I was like, all right, let's try ranch pimento cheese. What's the worst that can happen?
Roasting poblano peppers gets us off to another hot start. Welcome, mayonnaise. We've been expecting you. And I see you brought a friend.
This is our homemade ranch. It's got some parsley, some chive, garlic powder, onion powder, a couple other little things. We're gonna throw our poblanos in here now. Give those a stir. Another 5 pounds of sharp white cheddar cheese.
A Ripper is a deep-fried hot dog, but just because it's fried doesn't mean it's a Southern thing.
I was in Jersey one time, stopped at like a little hole in the wall, and they did these deep-fried hot dogs. You know, it's not just like a regular Frank. It's got some character to it, and then we throw it in the fryer and murder it.
With our dog ripped out Jersey style, here comes a bun with Midwestern flair.
So we got our Chicago-style bun, we got our Jersey-style hot dog, and now it's time for a little South Carolina on there. Ranch pimento cheese Ripper.
Here we go. This is a deep-fried hot dog, so it adds crispness and flavor that you just don't get in a normal hot dog.
Anything fried is always going to be better. That's the thing. Living in the South, you just know that.
You have the two biggest hits of the South. You've got pimento cheese and you've got ranch, and you slap them together and you've got an unbelievable dish.
Cheesy cheeseheads in the South choose Rippers, but really, there's only one choice.
Pimento cheese.
This burger in Detroit is so good, you'd better hurry up and wish it a fondue farewell.
The cheese is just the most creamiest, smokiest, most delicious fondue cheese that you could ever put on a burger.
Then, somewhere under this ooey gooey top coat on Long Island are cheese-filled tater tots.
There's so much cheese you can't see the tots.
Where are these tots?
The Cheese Wheel of Fortune spins us to Detroit, where cheesy double features play continuously at a burger art house called Royale with Cheese.
It's like walking into Pulp Fiction. The mural on the wall, the names of the menu items like the $5 milkshake, the Royale with cheese. You feel like you walked into the movie.
Thanks to chef and Tarantino fanboy, Haas Bazzi.
We loved Pulp Fiction growing up. Now, Royale with Cheese, the name, comes from a famous movie, but also it really speaks to what we do.
What they do is cheese. It's their response to growing up in Sierra Leone, with hardly a cheese to their name.
When it comes to West Africa, not much cheese over there, let's be honest. Coming here and being exposed to so many different variety of cheeses, I went over the top with it.
Good, because there's plenty of it on this grindhouse character, the Cruncher.
This Cruncher packs a lot of color, flavor, and who doesn't like potato chips on a burger? Growing up, all our friends used to go crazy for this. So that's the reason I said, you know what, let me make something with that, and voila, it was born.
His lips may say chips, but his heart says cheese.
So what makes us a little different than any other burger joint out there is our fondue cheese. We're known for it.
He begins with cubes of high-grade American and imported Gouda. Then,
milk, heavy cream, butter, of course, and our secret seasoning that goes in a fondue. That's what makes our fondue stand out from any other place.
Oh, don't do us like that.
All right, I'll tell you one thing, salt. The rest I'm not gonna tell you. It's a secret.
He does reveal his melting mechanism, a double boiler.
You're gonna see slowly but surely it's gonna come to a melt. This is a 2+ hour process. But again, at the end of the day, it's so worth it.
120 minutes into the future and...
Oh, it's looking amazing, guys. Let's go ahead and start the burger. We're gonna go ahead and grease the flat top with a little clarified butter, season all around, get a little bit on the grill as well, put it down, let it sit for a second here, and we're gonna go ahead and smash it. So this is gonna help create a lot of crust. This is what we're looking for right here. It's cooking its own juices, see that?
He uses those juices to warm up house-made corn relish, along with jalapeno and Fresno peppers.
So all the flavors here are marrying together right now.
The wedding party includes a toasted bun coated with Cajun spiced aioli and a rack of spicy jalapeno chips. Then the burger settles in for a fondue honeymoon.
Look at the cheese, how it engulfs the entire patty, the bun, and everything else. Here you go, guys. A multicultural feast with extra cheese. It's crunch time.
The burger's so thick and delicious, it's juicing out.
The cheese is just the most creamiest, smokiest, most delicious fondue cheese that you could ever put on a burger.
I want cheese with everything. Like, put that cheese on the shake. I don't care.
That nice crunch with the chips, the jalapeno gives it a nice little bite. Kind of like the symphony of all the ingredients coming together, and it's just like, boom.
The flavor fireworks continue with the restaurant's cinematic namesake, the Royale with cheese.
Everyone's expecting the Royale to be a burger. Guess what? It's not. It's a sandwich. It's a brisket. This beautiful bad boy right here.
Let the rub down begin.
We start with some cayenne pepper, some cumin, some cloves, brown sugar, salt, black pepper, and a little cinnamon. You're gonna get some Mediterranean flavors in here, especially with the cloves. That's something unique that we decided to put on the brisket.
That specially spiced brisket embarks on a low and slow smoking. 18 hours later, it emerges savory and soft. How soft?
The knife is literally cutting it like butter. You can't ask for a better brisket than this. Nice bark, juicy inside. This house done.
The brisket's broken off and sautéed with the caramelized onions, more of that corn relish, and some house-made barbecue sauce. But wait, there's more.
This is the natural drippings from the brisket. As you see that nice sizzle going on right now, you just gotta bring that back together a little bit.
This go-round, the bun's layered with Thousand Island, avocado, and slaw. Then, Hass climbs Brisket Mountain and meets up with a blizzard of fondue.
This is a Royale with cheese, and this ain't no fiction. Woo!
You could see like that ooey gooey cheese just cascading off of this sandwich. Messy goodness, but that's okay because they give you a fork.
The brisket is super tender. It's kind of got a nutty, fruity flavor. It's awesome.
It falls apart in your mouth. There's like no chewing involved in the brisket. It's the texture, the smokiness of it, it literally makes you feel like royalty on top. Delicious.
Brisket all day, brisket and cheese.
Don't worry, there's plenty of brisket and burgers to go around, with enough cheese to make a briefcase glow.
Extra cheese, please.
The Long Island village of Rockville Center, New York, is where the rich, cheesy comfort food of the South and the creamy, cheesy comfort food of the Midwest join forces.
Like everything else, it's just better in New York.
With their warm and cozy ways, Copper Pot Chicken Company melts great flavors together like so many hot cheeses.
It is the best comfort food. It feels like you're getting like a giant hug.
And it comes from the heart, and it brightens your whole day up.
Fresh food, great food, comfy food, and when you walk through the door, you will be a friend to us.
Dean Livingston, I presume. Are you the big cheese?
Cheese is like a binder. It brings everything together. It's like heaven on a fork.
If the poutine-ish disco fries of New Jersey give you cheese fever, then get ready, because these are the loaded disco tots.
This is a better improvement on Jersey disco fries for sure.
New Jersey, keep your disco fries.
Definitely homemade. We have cheese inside the top, on top, and in the middle of it.
Before making his homemade tots, Dean readies his pot roast with 3 types of rub: chicken love, Cajun spice, and kosher salt, followed by a mega mirepoix with red peppers. He adds water, and that's a wrap. While that meat cooks, Dean tutors us on tots.
Putting the time and effort into it definitely makes the difference. That's why everyone loves our tots here.
He seasons shaved potatoes with salt, onion, and garlic. Then, with a magic cheese blend, he shreds the love.
We have a sharp cheddar, we have a mild cheddar, and we have a mozzarella cheese. Putting them right into the tater tots themselves. You get the creaminess, you get the silkiness, you get the sharpness of all the cheeses. The cheese gives it texture. It helps it hold together along with the egg.
After adding that egg, it's Binder's Keepers. And Dean rounds out the tots with an ice cream scoop.
Say cheese.
These go to the freezer to firm up their plans for Friday.
Now you gotta drop it like it's tots.
In a minute, into a skillet go the golden brown tots.
Golden brown cheesy tots.
Beef gravy gets into the groove, and the steamy, juicy pot roast comes out to dance.
Just gonna rip a piece off, very tender.
He gets it all tucked in with thick blankets of mozzarella.
Lay it over 1, 2, 3. Definitely deep dish.
After the mozz melts, Dean piles on more of the shredded blend.
To give it a little more sharpness, a little more gooiness, just can't get enough cheese.
Instant melty replay.
We're looking for a bubbly, a little brown on the top, and all the gooey falling down.
More pot roast on top, and that's a meat and potatoes with extra cheese.
Loaded disco tots keep you staying alive.
There's so much cheese, you can't see the tots.
Where are these tots?
Oh my God. Rumor has it there's tots beneath it.
The tots themselves are filled with cheese and then topped with a whole bunch of different cheese, so it just is amazing. It's as cheesy as you can get.
You could spiral it up like spaghetti. That's how great it goes.
It makes me feel like I am a piece of melted cheese. Just stretchy, just soft and it's comfortable.
Once you take that first bite, you just can't stop.
For a fan favorite of the handheld variety, you gotta try the fried chicken Sammy with mac and cheese.
Cheese is great with chicken, fried chicken, grilled chicken. Cheese goes with literally everything.
It's comfort food, which means butter by the pound.
Gives it that creaminess, the saltiness. Mix the flour with the butter, you get a nice blonde roux when you're done with it.
Heavy cream joins the heat, then a combo of sharp cheddar, silky processed, and good old American.
I'm gonna make all your cheese dreams come true.
The cheese simmers while brine chicken gets a dip and dredge. Oh, make that a double dip.
And this is some copper pot chicken right here.
Chicken meets hot oil, saucy and shredded cheeses meet cavatappi, then the golden chunk of chicken sits on a brioche bun, ready for the big cheesy finish.
2 times the comfort on 1 bun.
Everything's going on. That's mad good. A lot of cheese, the chicken's crunchy, the bread's fresh.
Chicken, mac and cheese, both awesome. Put them together, even better.
You got the smoky, bold cheese. You got the crispy fried chicken. It's like the peanut butter and jelly of comfort food. It just goes together perfectly.
When I bite into this thing, I feel like I won the Super Bowl.
That's the best sandwich I've ever had.
Thanks to Copper Pot, we know what's at the center of Rockville Center. Gooey cheese.
Can I try some of that?
Go right ahead.
All right.
Yeet.
This New York beer garden proves Germans have always known the power of beer plus cheese.
They're so gooey, so cheesy.
From sweet to squeaky to sharp, the siren song of cheese makes beautiful music in New York City, where folks hustle from the bustle to dig into the scrumptious German comfort food at Lorelei Beer Garden.
I go to all the German restaurants, and this is the best. It's actually their first day in New York, and that's where I brought them.
Lorelei owner Doug Jacobson lures lucky diners with the pull of the cheese.
I love cheese. I mean, I'll put cheese on anything.
I can never have enough cheese.
Look at the cheese.
Cheese!
And the cheese doesn't stand alone here. Its best friends join the fun in the beer bacon cheese dip. It's cheesy from start to finish, but it begins with bacon.
It's fatty, it's salty, it's savory. It adds a lot of flavors to anything that you cook with.
The bacon releases its fat for the onion to fry into.
The onions are gonna add a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of bitterness. So next we're gonna add a little bit of jalapeno. Jalapenos aren't that spicy, but they give it a nice kick. It's the perfect balance.
Then Doug gets on the stick for the cheese. Make that beer cheese.
German Pilsner, most classic style of beer, starts with the mineral water and the German hops, and that's what gives it a little bit of dryness, crispiness, and a little bit of bitterness.
A nacho cheese of mild cheddar makes a creamy base.
After a couple minutes, the beer and the cheese really start coming together, and you get that perfect creamy texture that we're looking for.
Next, mozzarella mixed with even more cheddar, followed by good old Gouda. When the perfect smoothness meets the perfect thickness, Doug adds the oomph of his flavory bacon mix.
This is the principle of everything that I do, is to make sure that every single bite has bacon, onions, jalapeno, and cheese dip in it.
We're gonna have a ball. Make that 4 pretzel balls.
Stuffed with even more cheddar cheese and jalapenos. Egg wash, and then plenty of salt. They're pretzels, you gotta have salt.
While those get warm and toasty, Doug tops the dip with even more Gouda and bacon brilliance.
There's never enough cheese.
because I keep adding more and it keeps getting better.
Melted mega cheese meets mini microgreens, then partners up with piping hot pretzels.
They're nice and crisp on the outside. The cheese is gonna be perfectly melted on the inside. Delicious. Bacon, beer, cheese meets stuffed pretzel balls.
It's so gooey, so cheesy, but you really taste the flavors of the bacon and the microgreens.
You don't even need a knife. You don't need any utensils. You just split open one of those cheesy jalapeno cheddar pretzel balls, make it into kind of like a spoon, and just scoop it right up.
If you do it right, you're getting the bacon on it. Yeah. That was a successful dunk.
For more creamy, cozy comfort food, say Guten Tag to Germany's version of mac and cheese, Cheesy Spätzle.
Spätzle is a delicious egg noodle. You can serve it plain, but why would you when you can add bacon, onions, and cheese?
Flour and milk welcome the eggs, then a touch of Eurospice.
Nutmeg is an authentic European ingredient and adds a nice little touch.
When it's all blended, Doug loads the milky, silky dough into a special grater.
Grating the Spätzle gives it its unique shape. It's gonna absorb the water and it's gonna become a fluffy noodle. And as soon as you take it out, you wanna stop the cooking process by putting it in ice.
He eats thick chunks of smoked bacon, adds the onion, then the Spätzle gets crisp and flavorful.
Once our noodles are browned up nice, a little crispy, we're gonna add Gouda.
How much cheese is in this thing?
A metric ton.
That'll melt away all of life's stresses.
And Mama told you always need your greens. Lorelei Beer Garden's Cheesy Spätzle. It's wunderbar.
It's very cheesy, fresh, hot, savory, yummy.
I like it when the cheese gets that nice crust on top.
Wenn ich Kässpätzle mache, ist es schwierig, die so saftig hinzukriegen.
Ah, they're better than hers.
Ja.
I love this dish. It makes me feel very, very Gouda.
At Lorelei Beer Garden, Big Cheese and the Big Apple has everyone singing along. Our turn of the cheese wheel ain't complete without a sinfully stretchy grilled cheese in Wisconsin.
This is the gooeyest grilled cheese sandwich I've ever seen.
All cheese roads lead to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the biggest city in one of the most important cheese regions on Earth.
We run the cheese world.
Wisconsin is one of the largest producers of cheese in the world. If it was a country, it'd be the 4th largest producer in the world.
And there are worlds of cheese you never even knew existed here for the tasting at the Wisconsin Cheese Mart.
I never knew there was so much cheese.
There's cheese everywhere, so if you like cheese, this is the place to be.
The Cheese Mart has a cheese bar and a wing dedicated to Milwaukee's other great passion, beer. Let their Uber tap room give you a lift.
We have 48 taps at the Uber tap room, all Wisconsin beer.
Uber Tap's food menu is full of surprises you can't find elsewhere, like the Bloody Mary grilled cheese.
It is basically a sandwich mimicking the classic Bloody Mary.
Chef Stefan Ortega lays down layers of horseradish-infused Havarti on fresh-baked Italian panini bread.
Then what we're gonna do is add our mozzarella on top of that.
Those two work well together.
The Havarti has a really extreme taste, and then the mozzarella has a nice and creamy, subtle taste to it. And then we're gonna add the bloody to the Bloody Mary, the sun-dried tomatoes, followed by our seasonings, the Vulcan fire salt.
What's in there?
The fire salt has traditional salt, peppers like habanero chipotle, and it also has lime in it.
Zesty. Celery salt stands in for the celery stalk, followed by some sweet balsamic and a stack of mild German salami from a famous local butcher shop.
So the salami we use in our Bloody Mary sandwich, you can actually find 2 doors down from our location. It's very local, made by Usingers.
Case closed. Now start the presses.
Perfect. And here we have it, the Bloody Mary grilled cheese sandwich.
Oh, wow.
This is the gooeyest grilled cheese sandwich I've ever seen.
Super gooey. Slides right down the gullet, you know?
The Havarti cheese has a really good horseradish kick to it.
Definitely can taste the salami. They give a generous amount of salami on this.
Mozzarella is great just because it gives you the cheese pull that you want with your grilled cheese.
It's really crunchy, and I like when grilled cheese has like crunchy bread.
Dare I say that this sandwich is pretty Gouda?
Pretty cheesy, buddy. But so is the Wisconsin Cheese Mart, where you can find your next favorite fromage and learn the answer to that age-old question.
Do you have cheese in my teeth?
No. Yes.
That's all for this monster-sized edition of Food Paradise. Till next rind, keep it extra cheesy.
We love Global Grub.
From a mountain of multi-layered Greek-style lasagna
In one word, I would describe this as pasticciolicious.
to a tower of Korean comfort food,
It's sweet and spicy at the same time. It's really good.
we're stamping our passports for a tour of all the different flavors Food Paradise has to offer.
You have an Italian chef right by your table. What more do you want?
Soul food done with the Chinese, Taiwanese flair.
This is the best German cuisine without actually having to have a passport.
Filipino breakfast meets American lunch.
This brings me back to the homeland, Puerto Rico, baby.
For all the far-flung flavors your taste buds desire, the Global Grub in Food Paradise is the only travel hack you need.
Prost!
If your food passport is lacking in stamps from the Mediterranean, set sail for Brooklyn, New York, and the Bay Ridge neighborhood, where there's a little something Greek at something Greek.
I love the Greek food. It's authentic. It's really delicious. Everything tastes homemade. It's almost like my grandmother's back in the kitchen making it.
Those homemade flavors are the passion project of Anastasios Vitalianos.
The inspiration behind the restaurant is really trying to bring my mother's recipes to this neighborhood. It's where I grew up in. It feels really good that so many people love my mother's recipes. Truth is, my mother still comes here and she eats, and when she takes something home, that's when I know I did it right.
And a classic family dish that's right in so many ways is their decadent and delicious pastitsio.
Pastitsio is a Greek-style lasagna. It's like a carb explosion.
That carb explosion is compounded by a rich meat sauce called keema. That starts with brown ground beef seasoned with S&P, olive oil, onion, and garlic.
Keema is typically just a meat sauce, like a bolognese-type spaghetti.
What sets the sauce apart from its Italian cousin is something you might not expect: the complex flavors of cinnamon.
What I love most about the cinnamon is when we're cooking it, it permeates in the air and the whole restaurant, my whole house smells like the cinnamon.
Anastasios adds his mom's secret blend of spices and then the rich red sauciness of tomato puree.
A lot of times I would come home and I'd smell this cooking in the yard. I'd be with my friends, and they'd all be asking me, hey, what's your mom making? I would be pastizzo. And they would all look at me like, what? What's that word? No one really knew what it was, but they knew how to eat it and they loved it.
A little water gets the consistency just right, and the sauce settles in for a simmer. Then he's ready to layer.
The first thing we're starting off is with this pasta over here. It's mixed with a little bit of the kefalogaviera cheese and my mother's special spices.
That pasta is topped with more Greek cheese and a layer of keema. Then let's take it again from the top. But this time, instead of a top coat of meat sauce, it's gonna be a fresh and creamy bechamel.
We're going down with this butter right here. Boom. As this is boiling, we're gonna add some of the all-purpose flour. We're gonna whip this up. We're gonna keep whisking so it doesn't stick.
This next part is a two-person job, so Chef Anastasios brings in his wife for the assist. She keeps the butter and flour from burning while he adds milk.
Don't stop that stirring. There you go. Thanks, babe.
The whisking continues as he adds salt, pepper, cinnamon, and cheese. But wait, there's more. Another secret family spice along with the milk-egg mixture for even more creaminess.
Here we go, baby. Going down. Just the way Mom used to do it. She's still doing it this way.
30 minutes in the oven and...
bam! This is my mom's pasticcio. Woo! This is what I'm talking about, folks. Opus tinkani mama. Translation, just like Mom makes. I love you, Mom.
It is like a delicious cheese cloud. In the meat sauce, you can tell there's a lot of spices, onion, olive oil. There's a lot of attention, a lot of love that's been put into this dish. Delicious.
has a nice crust on top. That's how bechamel should be cooked. I'm not a professional chef, but I know food.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
The cinnamon was a big surprise. It was really, really delicious. I wasn't expecting it at all, but I think it really brings the whole dish together.
In one word, I would describe this as pasticciolicious.
Equally, or Greekly, as delicious, something Greeks, gyro? For the record, is it gyro or gyro?
Okay, so the real pronunciation of the gyro in Greece is gyro. People say gyro, people say gyro, people say tomato, people say tomato, gyro, gyro, it's all the same to me, it's delicious.
We'll need a soft, oversized pita and this creamy wonder sauce.
This is our house-made tzatziki sauce. It's made primarily with Greek yogurt, sour cream, dill, garlic, and a little bit of lemon juice.
That's followed with juicy tomato and zingy red onion.
Beautiful, who doesn't like a little bit of red onion? We're gonna put these French fries in the sandwich just like they do it in Greece.
The star of the show is the chicken, spit-cooked in-house on the daily. A little tuck and fold, and...
There you go, Greek-style chicken gyro here at Something Greek.
This is a gyro, hero, gyro. It looks so good. The tzatziki sauce really makes it. It's Greek yogurt, lemon, dill, garlic, cucumber. It's very cucumbery in like a really good way. Yeah, it's really great.
It's like a big Greek hug.
Yeah.
It makes me want to keep eating more.
The onions combined with the chicken is my favorite part of this. It gives like a nice little spice to it. This is authentic.
It's Greek perfection.
Brooklyn Something Greek speaks the international language of yum.
We love global grub. Opa!
In the global village that is Venice Beach, California, Korean dishes are meeting and mingling with a host of international flavors at a local hotspot called Makani. Cooking up all those Korean fusion flavors is Chef Kevin Lee.
Chef Kevin's food, it is Korean and yet it is so not Korean in a lot of ways. He has this foundation of his mother teaching him beautiful ingredients.
Perfect example, a Korean dish with hints of southern comfort and a little south of the border. The buttermilk fried pork ribs with skillet mac and cheese. Chef Kevin Lee was inspired one night back in college by a dual drunken craving.
I want a pork rib, but I want a chicken wing. But, you know, two best things in the world, put it together, that's what it is.
We'll start with the rib part. These baby backs are gonna need a sweet, savory, spicy marinade. It starts with brown sugar and a little garlic.
Then now, the main flavor component is gochujang.
Followed by soy sauce, fish sauce, cooking wine, and just a touch of gochugaru, a Korean chili powder. He slathers the ribs with the marinade, covers the pan, and lets them cook for about 2 hours. When those ribs return from the oven, the marinade is reclaimed and converted into a tasty glaze with a little rice syrup and Morita chilies. On to phase 2 of Operation Buttermilk.
Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna cook it one more time. We're gonna buttermilk it, drench it, and we're gonna fry it.
The now crispy ribs are tossed in the glaze and placed lovingly upon a skillet full of chipotle-infused and pepper-jacked Mexican-inspired mac and cheese. The garnishes bring more flavor and texture, spiced sesame, peanuts, chives, pickled onions, and micro cilantro.
Here's the Makani's buttermilk pork rib, a little bit of Korea, a little bit of Mexico. That's global growth for you.
Delicious. The ribs are so succulent. It's sweet and spicy at the same time. It's really good.
It's got that sort of Korean fried chicken flair going on. A little crispy on the outside, super tender inside.
And the most important thing, obviously, with the mac and cheese is the cheese. I mean, and if you just want to, like, take a look at that, that's just...
Stringy,
yeah,
gooey.
Stringy, gooey.
Wow, it has a beautiful cake. The gochujang glaze is amazing.
It goes great with this global get-together. Duck confit with kimchi bacon rice.
I love duck, and at the same time, I love Korean food. Why not put it together? Here we go.
Confit is, of course, the French technique where meat cooks in its own fat.
Now we're gonna put it in the oven, do a confit for 2.5 hours.
2 hours later, that juicy duck gets deboned and fried till it's crazy crunchy.
We're going to make kimchi fried rice. Kimchi fried rice is so Korean.
Besides the fermented cabbage, this kimchi rice contains another nod to French cuisine: butter. It's served with leafy greens, sautéed with sweet Anjou pear, and garnished with yet more kimchi bacon.
Here's a Makani's crispy confit duck with kimchi bacon rice. Here we go.
It's so good.
Wow. It's super tender and moist and juicy. I think I'm in love with duck. Oh my God.
Exactly. So there's a crispiness on the outside and a juiciness on the inside that is just divine.
Fun fact, Makani means wind in Hawaiian, which makes sense because the global grub here will blow you away. You'll recognize some classic comfort food flavors at this Filipino fusion joint.
A classic American burger with Filipino taste and flavor.
Worldwide eats are spreading down to Houston, Texas, where they think globally, but chow down locally.
It's always packed in here because people love the food.
Filipino street food mashed up with American favorites are finding followers at Flippin' Patties. Cousins Don and Michael Hante flip the food they grew up on into dishes that fly out of the place.
Make good food, quality food, food that we appreciate before we bring it out to the public.
A mix of both of our cultures that we grew up in.
Michael gets that combo just right in the joint's namesake, the Flippin' Patty Burger.
We wanted to make Filipino food mainstream, so we tried bridging it with the burger. Man, it's pretty big, it's pretty tall, you gotta unlock your jaw to hit it.
Part of why it's so big is because they cap it off right at the start with a portobello mushroom.
You stuff that portobello mushroom with this cheese, and we give it a little bath in the egg.
It gets dipped in plain breadcrumbs to hold that cheese in, then panko breadcrumbs for a crisp crunch.
And that's our mushroom right there, ready to rock.
Portobello done, next stop, condiments.
We're about to make the F&P Tang sauce. It's a perfect burger sauce, house-made mayo with some ketchup, and then mustard.
Into the mix go dill pickles, paprika, cayenne pepper, and garlic powder.
So garlic is huge in the Philippines.
After a stir, he reminds us that Texas is serious about beef.
We're using local grass-fed Akaushi beef. It's kind of like a Texas Wagyu. So we grind these in-house and mix it with some brisket as well. Drop it on the grill, and drop 2 slices of bacon.
A sprinkle of seasoning, and then a squirt of magic.
It's our unicorn juice. We're all about the unicorn.
It's like an enchanted Worcestershire sauce. Then he rolls us back to the Philippines.
This is our house-made steam bun, which is called a siopao bread. Semi-sweet, super dense, and super good.
It gets a toasting, then it's bacon, cheese, burger.
Lettuce, and then our tang sauce, and then in-house flippin' spicy sauce. I'll give this customer a heart today. Perfect beef patty cooked medium. Stuffed mushroom, and just top it.
And it's a thriller straight out of Manila.
And it's flippin' good.
The mushroom is like crunchy, the bacon's crunchy, the meat is so juicy.
A classic American burger with Filipino tastes and flavors.
With that siopao bun, you're like, holy cow, like, I want to try that.
Having the portobello mushroom here is just awesome. I love it.
It really is something special.
Still hungry? Cousin Don's taking us for a ride with a burger known as the jeepney. A jeepney is a bus and a popular way to get around in the Philippines. Riding on this one is their house-made longanisa sausage.
Longanisa is the sweet, fatty pork sausage. So we're gonna add in the garlic, because that's what every Filipino dish has. We got the brown sugar, then we got a little bit of white sugar, a little soy sauce. Then we go with the pineapple juice.
It's basically a garlicky sweet, salty sweet taste that he mixes and portions for patties.
Woo! All right, we're balling, guys.
Another Akaushi burger hits the grill.
Woo! You hear that, Cecil?
Along with the longanisa and an egg.
Our buns are steamed. It has little pineapple and vanilla to give it that extra.
That beef burger goes down with a slice of tomato and a drizzle of sweet and spicy banana sauce.
And we put the longanisa patty on top. And then I'm gonna make a face. Riding in style in my jeepney.
The longanisa is very sweet and smoky.
The yolk is making it real creamy, juicy, savory, everything that I want in a burger.
A magical experience for sure.
Filipino breakfast meets like American lunch. Somebody left me a little message, so I'm feeling good.
How do you say yeehaw in Tagalog? Your taste buds will find out at Flippin' Patties.
I just don't want to put it down.
Get ready to indulge in German comfort food with a twist in Old Milwaukee.
I don't know what the secret is, but I'd say it's perfectly seasoned and it's pretty damn good.
German food can be as comforting as a pair of velvet-lined lederhosen. And in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, they've been perfecting it for more than 100 years.
There's a tremendous amount of German heritage here in Milwaukee. So much of Milwaukee culture is derived from that German heritage.
High five for Germans.
Hell yeah.
Let's raise a stein to a place that's been preserving those traditions in the tastiest way possible. Von Trier.
I would say that this is the best German cuisine without actually having to have a passport.
My favorite German word, Prost.
Take your taste buds on a trip with Von Trier's Käsespätzle. Is that how you say it?
Käsespätzle. Directly translates to cheese noodles. Käse is cheese in German, and Spätzle is the German egg noodle that we'll be making.
Chef Grant gets cracking with a base of egg and cream, then slowly adds flour.
Now that we're getting a little thicker, I'm gonna add our spice mix. First thing I'm starting to really smell is that nutmeg. This is how we work out here. Whisk in one hand, take your beer in the other.
Once combined, the dough is pushed through a slotted pan. As it hits the hot water below, our dough transforms.
And that's how you make German noodles.
That's the Spätzle part, but what about the Käsegooiness?
There's a lot that goes into our beer cheese sauce, but most importantly, they're cheese and beer.
Let's talk more bach. Onions and garlic start sweating and then get decked out with butter and flour.
Now we'll go in with our seasonings, a little bit of spice here. Getting some of that pepper, a little bit more nutmeg, and now we're gonna slowly start adding our beer.
Which is actually a Pilsner, not a bach. He bumps up the richness with cream and loads of Swiss, and our cheese sauce is on lock. Next Spätzle, and more butter hit the pan.
Now we're gonna get these noodles drunk on beer sauce.
More onions sizzle on the flat top, then comes a perfect sunny-side-up egg. It all comes together plateside, alongside a traditional cucumber salad.
Making Oma proud with our Käsespätzle.
Perfect. It's like a creamy Spätzle, and then obviously has the egg going on, but then it still kind of almost has like a smoked sausagey flavor.
Oh yeah, it's very creamy, and that must be the beer cheese, right?
For Wisconsin, there's the perfect amount of cheese in here.
The noodles taste like they're homemade, and they're very cheesy and very yummy.
It tastes like my mama is making these from scratch in the back.
This is a good -20-degree, warm your bones up mac and cheese.
Von Trier may have mastered the German classics, but they're also not afraid to mix things up. Like with the schnitzel sandwich a la Holstein. That means with an egg.
Schnitzel is just thinly pounded meat, pan-fried, traditionally served as a center of plate option, but we like to prepare it as a sandwich.
Chef Grant starts by giving the cutlets a once-over with the hammer of the gods.
There we have it. And now we're gonna season our pork cutlets with our Von Trier seasoning. Get a little saltiness, a little smokiness from the paprika.
Then it's a dunk into the brine. Once they've soaked up all that flavor, it's a roll in breadcrumbs.
And it's fry time. Now that our schnitzel is fried to perfection, we're gonna build our schnitzel sandwich a la Holstein. we're just going to take our toasted bun. We're going to spread our lemon aioli on the bottom of it.
Then a stack of lettuce, tomato, onions, and that beautiful pork cutlet.
We're going to top this off with an egg. Everything's better with an egg, right?
The bun capper, 2 classic German sides, and it's for Tig. That means ready.
No need for a passport. It's our schnitzel, all a Holstein.
The way I plan on attacking this is to literally just stick it in my face and enjoy every ounce of it. Probably the best thing about the first bite is just a bunch of texture. You get the crunch, you get the creaminess of the yolk. I got the egg on top of mine. Wonderful.
Ooh, that's what you like to see right there, just that. Oh yeah.
You get a really nice crunch of the pork, a nice crispiness, and then the egg is really nice too. You get that comforting feeling from the yolk, and then the pretzel bun, of course, super awesome.
I don't know what the secret is, but I'd say it's perfectly seasoned and it's pretty damn good.
For a taste of Deutschland in the heart of Cream City, pack up your rucksack and trek over to Von Trier.
Prost!
Dig into the mother of all Mexican sandwiches in Chicago.
Look at the size of this. It's massive.
And prepare your palate for some Chinese comfort food like you've never imagined in Los Angeles.
Like you're getting the different tastes, you're getting the different textures, you're getting the different cultures all in one bite.
How about a tip of the sombrero to Chicago, one of America's greatest hubs for global grub.
Most people think of Chicago and think of deep dish pizza, but Chicago is known for a variety of foods from different cultures.
In the Little Village neighborhood, West 26th Street sizzles with the true sabor of Mexico at places like Doña Torta.
Doña Torta means the boss of the tortas.
A torta is a Mexican sandwich. The tortas are huge. They are the size of a football.
Doña's tortas aren't just big, they're bold. Check out the protein variety show going on inside the Fabulosa.
And it's filled with a lot of stuff.
We're talking tender breaded steak, spicy pork, ham, cheese, egg, and hot dog. Is that even legal?
But you will never find a torta like we do.
The Fabulosity begins by marinating top round steak in a mixture of eggs, spices, and milk for the Milanesa.
See you mañana, Milanesa.
And for Arturo, tomorrow can't get here soon enough.
Let's fry the Milanesa. Oh, it's looking good. This is looking very, very good. It's gonna be nice and crispy.
Next, he gets a pork roast ready to boil. Wait, boil? Are you sure?
Have you ever tried carnitas? It's just a flavor like that, but without the grease. We're gonna boil it for 3 hours, and when it's done, we're gonna put guajillo sauce all over.
3 hours later,
it's not spicy, it's not sweet, it's fabulosa.
A boss torta needs a big roll called a bolillo, dressed with mayo, beans, tomatoes, onions, and avocado.
The bread is ready, so we're gonna set it up on the griddle.
It gets toasty alongside our Milanesa, slices of ham topped with mild Chihuahua cheese, and a Chicago staple.
Everybody loves hot dogs.
Then it's a scramble for the finish.
How we looking?
You tell me.
We're looking good.
Now that's some fabulous global grub.
La Fabulosa!
This is breakfast, lunch, and dinner all in one. Just look at the size of this. It's massive.
The crunch of the bread is incredible.
When you first bite into the bread, it's got that crunch, nice snap to it, real soft in the center.
It is really crunchy on the outside and crunchy on the inside with the Milanesa and the carne asada.
What's your favorite component?
The ham, the eggs, chorizo.
The Milanesa and the hot dog.
The hot dog in it just gives it the real Chicago flavor.
It's huge. Like as big as his biceps, huge. Same size. It's an 18-incher right there.
Doña Torta's got the delicious diversity that makes Chicago's food scene the main attraction.
This is the true taste of Chicago. Oh.
The flavors of Taiwan are reshaping brunch in West LA in a cozy cafe called Little Fatty.
Well, I'm Taiwanese, so it brings back the good memories and good tastes of home, but has a new innovative spin on the food.
Owner and chef David Ko's menu takes you to the other side of the world in total soulful comfort.
We call it like Taiwanese comfort food or soul food. It's basically the food that I always grew up in and I always wanted to cook. My parents are strictly from Taiwan, but also growing up, we ate a lot of Chinese food. There's a lot of crossover, obviously, because it's close to China.
Those Chinese meet Taiwanese flavors collide in their Hainan chicken and black sesame waffles.
Everyone loves fried chicken and waffles, so it makes it more approachable, but also using those Asian ingredients and making it super authentic and different.
David's take on Hainan chicken is a two-step process. He poaches so it's tender and juicy, then deep fries so it's crispy and crunchy.
We're gonna go ahead and make a fortified stock out of chicken stock and turn it into Hainan poaching liquid. Right here we have green onion. It's like the backbone of Chinese cooking. Next we have that pandan leaf, well known throughout the Southeast Asia. It has a very floral accent.
There's ginger, garlic, black pepper, a few cloves.
Next up, we have these beautiful bay leaves. These are fresh bay leaves. They're a lot stronger and a lot more flavorful.
David finishes with salt and turmeric, then drops in his chicken quarter for a gentle poach. Meanwhile, he'll get working on that black sesame waffle, starting with ground black sesame seeds.
It's gonna give it that nuttier flavor and that distinctly black color.
Then rice flour, AP flour, powdered sugar, salt, baking soda, butter, and buttermilk. Now, whisk away.
It smells really nutty, almost like peanut butter. If you're familiar with tahini, it's sort of that same smell.
After folding in stiff egg whites for maximum fluff, he loads up the preheated iron.
Make sure not to overfill your waffle iron.
This one turned out perfect, as did the chicken, emerging from the oil crisp as can be with no dredging required.
It looks delicious, nice and crispy. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this into threes. So we serve it with a side of ginger scallion sauce that we make here. That's a traditional Hainan chicken condiment right there.
Drizzles with a combo of chili vinaigrette and Chinese winter melon syrup.
And that way it's a play on like hot sauce and maple syrup.
There you have it.
Soul food done with a Chinese Taiwanese flair.
The chicken is deliciously crunchy.
It's very tender because it's been poached for a long time. It is the juiciest chicken.
It's got that Hainan flavor going on, and then it's got the warmness of waffles and sweetness.
The sauce that's just all over everything. It adds in a little spice and a little sweet. There's just so much going on. It's one of my favorite chicken and waffles that I've had anywhere.
The flavors of Southeast Asia are all rolled into one with Little Fatty's Mushu Pork Breakfast Burrito. This bad boy boasts traditional Chinese pork sausage.
Chinese sausage is traditionally on the sweeter side. It has garlic, hoisin, and rice wine. We got our bean sprouts. These are garlic chives. They're like the tops of garlic.
Of course, there's eggs.
We just want to make sure we don't overcook the eggs. You want to cook it 90%.
That mix will go into a warm, hoisin-coated tortilla, along with tater tots dusted with Szechuan salt and traditional Taiwanese condiments. A tight roll, a quick grill, and all aboard for more global thrills.
And this is our Mushu breakfast burrito.
It's a combination of sweet, salty.
I think it's great too because you get a lot of different textures inside here too. It has a little kick, a little spice to it.
But you're still picking up like the hash browns, which I like in a breakfast burrito. That mushu pork, Chinese sausage in there, the eggs.
The rare times when I am hungover, I do think of the mushu burrito. That first bite was a little spicy, but I loved it.
You're getting the different tastes, you're getting the different textures, you're getting the different cultures, all in one bite.
Little Fatty is global grub the whole family will approve of. Travel to Italy via New York City for a decadent pasta dish unlike any other.
The smell and the taste of the truffle, and then all of a sudden you bite into the Parmigiano Reggiano, and then wine-infused pasta. This is the best.
The The voyage for Global Grub docks in Long Island City, New York. Just in time for a riverside Italian feast at Maella.
The vibe and atmosphere here is fantastic. From the minute you walk in, you feel like family.
You have an Italian chef right by your table, cooking with authentic Italian ingredients. What more do you want?
Whatever you want, you're in good hands with Chef Raffaele Salinas, who brings his award-winning pasta to lucky New Yorkers nightly.
Chef Raphael participated in a pasta contest in New York City. I think he placed top 2. He had one of the best pasta dishes in New York on that day.
The award-winning Firebrand continues to create pasta dishes that join far-flung flavors from around the world, like the fettuccine Maella.
It's a purple-red pasta. You've never seen anything like it. We use red wine to infuse into the pasta-making process, so right off the bat, people are curious.
And the global influences start immediately.
The pasta machine from Italy is a 1.5 horsepower, like your Lamborghini. This is the durum flour and 00 flour. It's an equal part.
And equally imported from Italy. The flours mixed with fresh eggs.
This is what everything changed. This is going inside our pasta. We have all the flavor from the wine.
It only takes minutes to get the magic started.
You can feel already it's the sweetness of the wine. It's something very, very, very unique.
Just a little more work and presto.
That's amazing. Look at the pasta.
The fresh fettuccine only needs 30 seconds in boiling water, just enough time to melt truffle butter with cream. And once the pasta hits the pan, Raffaele dishes about his food philosophy.
We're using only 3 ingredients, which is wine, cheese, and truffles. For me, 3 ingredients, and you have the perfect dish.
The pasta is sauced, and the rest of the magic happens tableside. A huge wheel of Parmesan gets a splash of Italian grappa and is set afire.
When you do cheese on fire, you create this fondue, and when you toss in the fettuccine Maiella, this fondue attached to the pasta.
What doesn't attach on its own is ladled on top. Then comes the truffle.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
This designer Italian mushroom came all the way from Europe.
Make it rain.
Raffaele is not stingy.
More. I like it big.
Topped with a splash of truffle oil.
That's fettuccine Maiella. Buon appetito.
It is so delicious. Exquisite. Delicious. Mwah.
The saltiness of the pecorino romano, the earthiness of the truffles, perfect combination.
The smell and the taste of the truffle, and then all of a sudden you bite into the Parmigiano Reggiano and then wine-infused pasta. This is the best.
The bite is just the perfect bite. It's rich, it's flavorful, the sense of olive oil on your lips. It's just delicate, and what woman doesn't want delicate?
I cook, but I can't make this. This is special.
Chef Raffaele also loves presenting something rarely made in America, timpano.
This dish, oh wow, perfection.
It's an old world solution to a Sunday problem.
Sunday is a big day in Italy, nobody works. You cannot buy any ingredients because everything is shut down. So you're using whatever is left over in the house.
This timpano is anything but leftovers. Fresh pasta sheets are layered into a tiny cast iron pot. Imported cheese is next, then a host of homemade delicacies.
Your fresh tomato sauce. And this is my 100% beef meatball. Then we're gonna have the bechamel.
Along with fresh basil, penne, salami, sausage, more cheese, even more sauce, and a top layer of pasta.
425 for about 35 minutes, and you're gonna see the beauty come out. Ah, that's a good one.
Raffaele brings his timpano tableside, where he plates it with a saucy Italian flag and shaved ricotta.
And this is my timpano. Buon appetito.
Wow, it looks phenomenal. I mean, like, how can you go wrong with pasta in pasta?
Oh, incredible. The fresh tomatoes, the garlic, you taste that throughout everything. It's totally layered, and that's what Italian food is all about.
This meatball is well seasoned, and the creamy cheese really stands out. It's like luscious.
It's basically lasagna on steroids.
Whether you're in Italy or New York City, this is what makes the world go round.
This is like home cooking. You know, this feels like someone loves you when you eat something like this.
Transport yourself to Puerto Rico via New Jersey for an authentic taste of the island.
The flavors are unbelievable. Just layers and layers of flavor in your mouth. It's the best thing ever.
To really get a feel for global grub from the vantage point of Montclair, New Jersey, you need only look to our own backyard, Puerto Rico.
Everyone should try Puerto Rican cuisine because it's very flavorful. It's made with a lot of love and you can taste it with every bite.
Puerto Rican food is the best in the world because it's made up of 3 cultures.
Those Spanish, African, and West Indian influences all fuse into one at Cocina Candela.
This restaurant is indeed a taste of Puerto Rico, the authentic Puerto Rico.
You don't have to go to Puerto Rico to get those true flavors. It's right here in Montclair.
For owner Kenny Candelaria, there's no higher compliment than to be told he cooks like an old lady.
A lot of times the customers ask to speak to the chef and I come out and they expect an old lady. My cooking reminds them of their grandmother. It makes me feel very humble.
Your granny's mofongo ain't got nothing on this Kenny original. Try fongo with ropa vieja.
To get started to make the ropa vieja, I grab the flank steak, put it in boiling hot water, add some fresh garlic, peppercorn, a few bay leaves, and we let that cook for 4 to 5 hours until it's tender.
That notoriously tough cut will transform into tender, beefy shreds that, as the name implies, resemble tattered clothing.
The phrase ropa vieja means old clothes. Growing up in a farm with so many aunts and uncles, my grandparents made this because it fed so many people.
As does a certain plantain dish.
Puerto Ricans invented the mofongo, which is just fried plantain, but it's kind of dry. So we have a new spin, it's called trifongo. It has green plantains, sweet plantains, and yuca.
But here it's mashed up in an old-school wooden mortar and pestle called a pilon.
The pilon is the traditional way to make mofongo, or in our case, trifongo, with fresh garlic, a little bit of salt, olive oil, and we mash it till it forms the shape of the pilon. I have to get this out of here in one solid piece.
It takes a steady hand.
And there's your trifongo.
Nice work. How goes the ropa vieja?
So after 5-6 hours, this meat is super, super tender. Delicious.
But wait, it gets deliciouser as Kenny hones the shreds in a blend of peppers and tomatoes and onions and olives and salt and pepper till it's a savory symphony in the key of beef. Ready to be trifongoed? One last step.
Get some of these juices in there. Ropa vieja trifongo, a taste of my home.
Oh. The flavors are unbelievable. Just layers and layers of flavor in your mouth. It's the best thing ever.
That bite just transported me to Puerto Rico, and I feel like I'm in the island right now. It tastes so delicious.
The ropa vieja is savory, it's juicy, it's flavorful, it's tender. The juices are seeping into the trifongo, and it just makes for delicious texture. It's amazing.
So soft, so earthy, so flavorful. I already need some more. It's like the cherry on top.
Thanks for the segue, because how better to end a global grub down than with a globe-shaped dessert? Pastel de chocolate. That's molten fudge cake a la mode, served under a dome of pure white chocolate. This dessert is blowing up. The balloon is a sturdy base to create the sweet candy sphere, but that's not paint, it's chocolate.
What I'll do with this now is hang it to dry for about an hour, then put it in the fridge so the shell gets hard. And then I pop the balloon, pull out the balloon, and then you have a perfect white dome.
But it didn't happen by accident. Kenny conducted many tasty experiments to find the right blend.
I messed up so much chocolate trying to figure out this dish. I was using the wrong balloon, the wrong chocolate, but I nailed it.
Yes, you did. Sitting under the dome is a decadent house-made molten lava cake. But let's skip ahead to the why didn't I think of that final step. Hot caramel sauce infused with beer.
Adding the beer was a complete accident. We was messing around, we added the beer, and it tastes amazing. So we left it like that.
Speaking of amazing, wait till you see this.
Pastel de chocolate. Welcome to the sweet side of Puerto Rico.
Wow, look at that. Wow. Oh my God, let's surprise.
So the flavor is even better than the presentation.
Wow, you taste the hot fudge, chocolate cake, and the cold from the vanilla ice cream, and then the caramel that they poured on top. Amazing. It's delicious.
This dessert is so decadent. It is so sweet and silky, and it just melts in your mouth.
You got dark, you got light, you got texture, you've got gluiness, you've got everything.
For Puerto Rican food without peer, Cocina Candela is the last word.
Enough said.
Our gastronomic globetrot is over for now. But remember, global thrills are never more than a forkful away.